Hey guys, this is Shannon from Content Commanders, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a plan with me, and that's where I sit down and take you through how I plan my content. But first, coffee. And while I'm grabbing my coffee, this is a great time to tell you to make sure that you're following us here on YouTube and give us a thumbs up on this video, and be sure to subscribe to the channel so that you can see more content like this and what it takes to plan content. So what I'm going to walk you through this video is how I create my content for about a week's worth of multimedia content. So I'll be talking about some audio content or planning some audio content. I'll be planning some social media content, some YouTube content, some email marketing content, and even an ebook. I'm feeling very, you know, very wild and out there. I'm going to just plan everything this week. And before I get started, this is something that I do every week. I typically do it for my clients, but now I'm doing it for content commanders, and I'm going to walk you through it. So, the first thing that I do when I'm about to plan my content, besides setting the mood, is I open my Content Commanders weekly content planner. And so, this is something that I created inside of Google Sheets, and it is how I organize and get ready to implement my content. So what you're seeing here now is just me utilizing this Google Sheet. I live by Google Sheets. All of my commanders, which are my team members that work for Content Commanders, we live inside of Google Sheets. So it was a no-brainer for us to plan our content here. And so I kind of formatted this Google Sheet to fit what we need when we're planning content. And now that I'm planning content for our brand itself, it just made sense. So I have a couple of columns here that help me to organize what I'm thinking. And what I typically do is sit down with my notebook of ideas that I kind of just think about, random ideas that I think about during the week. And I use that notebook as reference, and I begin to organize. So, a couple of things too. This video is in real time. I'm not fake typing here, folks. I'm really typing this, but the synchronization might be off a little bit because it's my first time creating a video to show you all. So, if you see some synchronization issues, like, don't judge. I'm actually typing and building this plan as we go. So, what I'm going to do here is just kind of let you see what I do with this Google Sheet in organizing my content. So what you'll see in like row 2 is I have the planning date, the content type, the working title, and if it's a YouTube video, then I have the YouTube title, which is totally different from the working title, and we'll talk more about that later on in the video. I'll show you how I come up with a YouTube title versus a working title. And I'm reformatting the spreadsheet right now so that my content is wrapping versus, spreading throughout several rows or cells. So again, I custom built this Google Sheet to have drop downs and tick boxes and a notes section, and the date formatting. Everything is built so that I can just quickly go in and work on organizing my content. So here I am just taking notes of the idea. So like you'll see 718. I want to do a MailChimp campaign, and it's based on an idea that we're doing with our content comrades. And so I'm taking notes. By the way, if you want to be a content comrade, which you totally should be a content comrade, those are just what we call our audience members who are buyers and supporters and refers. Check back in my previous video on six-figure content creator and how I break down those groups. So if you want to do that, please sign up for the mailing list where we run monthly contests and we keep you updated on all the things that's going on with the Content Commanders brand. I'll have a link down in the description box for you to join. So as you see, I'm just in here creating content. Well, not creating content, organizing the content that I want to create. So I'm using my drop down boxes along with some descriptions and some dates because accountability matters in content creation. So I am just planning out my content, and I'll let you kind of see that progress, and I'll check back in a second. All right, folks. So I wanted to hop back in here and talk about this YouTube video. Like I mentioned earlier, a working title is different from a YouTube title. And so my working title is 10 apps for content creators. And what I'm doing is going over to YouTube and I'm typing in the gist of that, apps for content creators in YouTube, because YouTube is basically a search engine for content videos or for videos. And so what I'm looking for are titles or videos that would be similar to mine. And I'm trying to see how they titled their videos, because the way they titled their videos helps it to populate better in YouTube, therefore more people will see it. So you're going to see me just kind of right here playing around with the title. I'm just kind of brainstorming based on what I see here in YouTube. And so I'll go back and I'll make some changes and really try to narrow down what I'm naming this thing to give it the best chance of success in YouTube. And what I'll go on to do is after I, play with that name a bit, I'll go back to YouTube and I'm looking for specific things. I'm looking for the keywords app, creating content. That's what I'm looking for. But I'm also looking at viewership, trying to see which videos had decent viewers or high viewers for what I'm looking for, but decent viewers and how long ago that video was published or the videos were published. Just trying to see the relevance of that topic of apps for content creators. So I'm also looking at chapter titles to see if they are going to be talking about the same types of content apps that I'm talking about. And because I didn't see any like overlap and we're repeating the same thing, I went ahead and proceeded with planning out that piece of content. So 10 apps for content creation worked well in YouTube, and that's what I put on my list. So that's how I come up with titles for my YouTube videos. I'll have working titles, which just reflect or give me insight on what it is I'm trying to create, and then I'll have optimized YouTube titles, which lets me know what people are searching for when they hop on YouTube and look for similar content. So I just wanted to hop in and give you those brief notes for how I plan my content creation, and then I'll just do a bit more planning. So hang in there, folks. All right, so we're back at it. I'm just going into my notes and getting rid of any typos and just making sure that my notes are clear so that as I'm creating this content, I remember what that fresh idea was and just, being on track. And now I'm also checking to make sure that my tick boxes are working and that the formatting is good. So the way I programmed it is when I check the box, it marks it as complete and highlights the row as green. So that color coordination, I'm excited about that. You saw the little dance. That color coordination really helps me to feel like I'm making progress. And so when I look back at the sheet at anything that is not checked off, then I know that I need to move it to another week for content planning or just kind of make some scheduling readjustments or evaluations to see if I really want to plan that content anyway. So, just going over the sheet again, trying to give you guys a whole view of it and making sure that everything is in its place, that I won't have questions like, what the heck was I trying to create? And that's it. I'll do some more formatting in terms of renaming the sheet for organization purpose, and that's it. So if you guys liked this video, definitely give it a thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. And if you want to see more content like this, please leave it down in the comments section. Let me know that you enjoyed planning with me. I'm satisfied with my content. Time to get to work and see you later. Bye.